Kernel, and Bryan Johnson. Hello dear humans. Here's the neurosock with a new video. Today we have a description of the BCI company Kernel, and the future of brain-computer interfaces based on an interview featuring Bryan Johnson on the Lex Friedman podcast. Kernel is developing a powerful BCI, the Kernel Flow. BCIs like the Kernel Flow will allow us to communicate a richer representation of our experiences. Here is an example. Well, the word focus is a very simple and a low-dimensional representation of the experience of being focused. In each person's brain, being focused is a much richer experience, with many more dimensions to it. Using brain-computer interfaces, we will be able to communicate to our friends our thoughts in a much clearer form. Why do we need BCIs now? In the present, we can measure almost everything from our human bodies at very low prices, even our genes. However, it is not that easy to measure the most amazing system on the universe. One of the goals of Kernel is to bring brain interfaces to everybody, to make this technology like the internet was in the 90s. The first step is to bring the most valuable brain data collection system to the world, and once it is mainstream, people will start building their own apps. Here are some apps that could be built for a BMI like the Kernel Flow. An application to track your sleep patterns. An app to track your own attention. A system to monitor your brain when you are feeling down. We have to be careful about privacy though. Companies making apps should be more transparent about the information they keep from us. How would BCI apps make the world a better world? Here is one example. Communicating with brain-computer interfaces would be like emoticons on steroids. We will be able to communicate all the richness of our own emotions to our friends. Something else is important according to Bryan. We can hardly trust our minds the decisions we make. We are full of biases, and we have low willpower if we are not in optimal conditions. For example, if we don't sleep well, we eat lots of chocolate. A better way to make decisions is to have lots of data about ourselves, and find computer algorithms that can help us make healthier choices. Bryan himself lets an algorithm decide his shopping list. If we could measure brain activity, we could also follow what happens in our brains during depression. Bryan was affected by depression in the past. Bryan's own mission is to contribute to society something that will be valuable to our species 500 years from now and more. In the meantime, here is Bryan's favorite brain hack. Sleep well. Your willpower will greatly improve. The most powerful message from Bryan is the following. Here is the most powerful message from Bryan. Everybody living on this planet right now are the very first generation that has the chance of evolving into higher levels of consciousness. This will be possible using tools like artificial intelligence and BCIs. Our experiences would be so freaking different that we cannot even describe it. Many generations before us wished they had had this chance. But that comes at the cost of fear, like fear of robots or fears of living in the cloud. What about the Neuralink? What is the difference to the Kernel Flow? The difference is the same as the difference between a 1080p movie in full screen and a 4K movie in a small circle of the screen. Here's a funny take from the interview. Bryan, we are about to experience an evolved form of consciousness in the cloud. Lex, we might all live in a video game. Hopefully not Call of Duty, better something like Sims 5. For more information, follow Kernel and Bryan Johnson on Twitter. For a video version of this map, follow me on YouTube and Twitter. Soundtrack, Desert Drive, by Black Neon Cult. Background, Neuromancer, by Raphael Moko. Made with the Gimp, Obsidian, Google Keep and Love by neurosock.